Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me and see my screen clearly? All right. Wanted to see if you guys are able to hear me clearly and see my screen. All right. Just do a quick check before we begin the webinar. Right. If you guys are able to type in the chat box, please try to type because sometimes there is an issue with typing in the chat box. So I wanted to know if you guys are able to type, if you guys have any questions. All right. Nice. Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's maybe wait for a couple of minutes, maybe 2 to 3 more minutes before we begin the session, all right? So that everybody will be able to join in the webinar. Long time no see, brother. Hi, Cleon. So are you guys able to hear me clearly and see my screen? Wanted to make sure that you guys are able to see my screen, see myself, and also hear my voice. If there are any issues, please let me know. Okay, nice. All right. Okay, we have more people coming in. Okay. 5:03. Let's wait for 1 more minute before we begin the session. All right. So today's session will be quite technical. I would say it's more of a lot on price action. So bear with me for a little bit, right? Um, we'll be going through quite a number of candlestick patterns. I'm not sure if you guys do price action, but for myself, later on I'll share with you what are the two patterns that I usually use on a weekly basis. Yeah, these are the only two that I use for my strategy, right? I think for those that do live trading, for those that join the live trading session together with me, right? They will usually know uh the one of the price action strategy that I do. Yeah, so later on I'll share with you guys the strategy itself. All right. Okay, I think we can start off the session. So any time you guys have any questions, right? Feel free to type in the chat box or the Q&A like this Q&A box, right? Just type in any questions that you guys want to ask, and I will make sure that I answer your questions, all right? Okay, so welcome back again to another IronFX webinar series, and today we will be going through candlestick pattern trading strategy, right? More of like a price action masterclass. All right, so we will go through it together and make sure that you guys understand price action a little bit more. All right. So yeah, this is the disclaimer. So remember that everything in this webinar is educational in nature and nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. All right. So please remember to do your own due diligence before you guys trade. We have a Q&A. Yes. Yes, Tanvi. Candlestick is actually price action. What are some other strategies under the big pillar of price action? Okay, this is a very fun, this is a very good question. Okay, so Tanvi, don't worry, later on, so regarding your first question, right, candlestick is definitely under price action, right? I know of quite a, if you guys go on YouTube and stuff like that, right, you guys will be able to see some people actually trading pure price action, meaning they look at the wicks of the candle and trade based off that on the lower time frame. right? They do a lot of live trading, etc. Right? I'm not sure if you guys actually see those YouTubers before. Yeah, but some are successful, some are not so, right? Yeah. So regarding your second question, right, later on I'll share with you what are some other strategies that I use under the big pillar of price action. Okay, so don't worry. Let me just go through uh some of the price action candlestick patterns, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm your host for today. My name is Woon Hong, and I'll be going through with you guys today's topic on candlestick trading strategy. Okay, so the agenda for today, firstly, we'll go through the basic anatomy of a candlestick, right? You need to understand the underlying meaning of how a candlestick works, all right? And then we also have price action trading approach. Third, top three single candlestick patterns. Fourth, top two double candlestick patterns. And the next one is top three triple candlestick patterns. You see, we have single, double, triple candlestick patterns. Right, later on I'll share with you guys a little bit more. Right, it might sound a little bit complicated, but generally, if you dive deeper into it, you'll be able to understand a little bit more. Okay, so combining candlestick patterns with what we have learned so far, and then the last thing is simple strategy to practice on a daily basis. Right, this is the fun part that we'll be going to TradingView to show you guys. All right. So that is regarding your second question, Tanvi. Okay. Okay, so anatomy of a candlestick. Okay, so very simple stuff. It might seem a little bit complicated, right? So bullish candle and bearish candle. Yes, sir. Okay, nice. Bullish candle, right? The opening price is from the bottom of this candlestick, right? Then the closing price is at the top of this candlestick. All right, then of course we have the wicks over here. Okay, these are your bottom wick and your top wick. Okay, then same for the bearish candle. Opening price is at the top. So you can see how price actually opens up for a bearish candle. Open at the top and then it will generally close at the bottom. Okay. Okay, next thing is price action trading approach. Okay, so we have two different things, right? We have the reversal and we also have the breakout, right? So we will go through reversal first. Okay, so what is reversal? Reversal basically means, right, price, in this example, we can see price is in a ascending channel, right? So how do we determine when it will reverse, right? Most of the time, it will reverse at the end, at the bottom of this ascending channel, right? I'm sure most of you guys have actually tried trading like this kind of ascending channels. So this is one of the example, right? Usually it works on a higher time frame like H4 or daily time frame, right? Reversals are extremely strong on the higher time frame, right? But of course not for gold, because gold is just breakout, 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 right? So you have to be careful on which pairs uh, are generally more likely to reverse. Okay, so you can see right here, we have a morning star formation formed over here, right? Morning star formation is a bearish candle first, and then we have a slimmer candle in the middle, and then a bullish engulfing candle. All right, so that is your morning star formation. Usually for morning star formation, I know a lot of people use it mainly for reversals, right? I believe you can use it for S&P 500. Later on, I'll show you guys. I think, remember, just a sidetrack a little bit, right? Do you guys remember the Trump tariffs, right? The 90-day pause on the tariffs, right? That caused uh, a boom of the stock markets in like one day, right? So I believe a lot of the stocks actually reversed based off certain patterns, right? But of course, stocks generally don't move because of candlesticks. They move because of news. But combining news and price action, I think that two combo is pretty solid. Okay, so you can see how price actually reversed all the way up to the top of the ascending channel, right? It actually ignored this obstacle over here. So why I call this obstacle is because it was acting as a broke through, right? It was once a support, it broke through very strongly, so it should act as a resistance, right? But once we have a strong reversal happening, right, most of the time price would just rise all the way up. Okay, so the next thing is breakout. Okay, so breakout, this is the resistance area that we are looking at for price to break through. The question is why, right? Why are we not, like, for example, people are selling off here, right? But the problem is we are looking to buy, right? We are looking for price to break through before we buy. Why, you may ask? Because if I were to show you, price didn't close below this low, right? This is more of market structure, right? If you guys understand market structure, you'll know that, okay, on the higher time frame, we are definitely bullish because we have this might be H4, right? But on the daily time frame, our direction is generally bullish, right? So when our daily bias is bullish, we of course, if and price didn't close below this low, right? And then we have a morning star formation forming here. So this shows that we will see a breakout towards the upside. Okay, so I think the most important thing in when you're trading, right, is of course market structure, right? Uh, it's understandable that people would like to sell at here, right? It's very normal because you can see how price actually broke through, right? If you mark out, some people will mark this out as a ascending trend line, right? If you focus on my mouse, right? Ascending trend line. Uh, can I annotate? Can you guys see this? Oh, nice. Can you guys see this annotation? Just to make sure. Uh, yes, okay. So right, because sometimes people have this idea, okay, price actually broke through this ascending um trend line, right? So generally we are looking for sales. Oh my goodness, my my handwriting is ugly. Okay, so we are generally looking for sales, right? Break and then retest, right? Generally, for once it breaks your ascending trend line, break, retest, they are looking for sales, right? That's not wrong, correct? But the thing is, let's say you enter off here and then your stop loss is here, right? Then your target is about here, right? I think there's about almost 1:2, okay? And then you see how price actually, oops. And then you see how price actually didn't close at your TP level. So once you know that price can't close below, oh no, this is a sign that price will actually go all the way back up. Because right here, when price, we have to remember this market structure, right? It created a change of character. This is temporary only. This correction downwards is temporary only, right? Like this. So what's next is we are waiting for it to come back here, and then we are taking buys. This is generally a more safer option. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then okay, this is one of the price action which is called three white soldiers, meaning three, just imagine three very huge engulfing bullish candles. This is one of my favorite, right? Three white soldiers. Okay, but I don't call it this fancy name, right? I just later on I'll show you guys how I usually just use this into my strategy. Okay, so just remember this three candle formation. All right. Okay, then we can see how price actually broke out, right? But for me, I think right generally what we're looking at is what we're looking at will be once it break past this point, right? We are looking for it. Once it breaks past this point, we are waiting for it to have a reaction at the breaking point, right? But for this instance, right, I think for myself, I would have missed this trade, right? Not gonna lie, I would have missed this trade due to the fact that it didn't retest this level that I want it to, right? Because sometimes it might give you the confidence, right, that price actually broke through already, but it might actually be a fake out. So you have to be very careful. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is top three single candlestick patterns. Okay, so these are single candlestick patterns, yeah, right? Generally for single and double, I don't really use it. I use more of the triple ones. Okay, but just to share with you guys, right? These are the top three single candlestick patterns. Some people use this as reversals, right? I think it's very strong for reversals. Okay, these are your hammer and hanging man pattern, right? Okay, then the next thing is we have inverted hammer and then shooting star, right? You can see how there are so many it all looks the same, right? If you guys if you guys notice, right? You can see we have hammer and then it looks the same like a inverted hammer, right? It's just that instead of the wick being here, the wick is formed here, right? So yeah, that's why for myself, I only use this as extra information, right? This is quite obvious. Sometimes you can see it happen a lot of times, right? Just remember this shooting star one. I think it's quite useful, right? I believe it works quite well with stocks. Yeah. I think somebody mentioned before that shooting star was a very good candlestick pattern for stocks, right? But definitely, I think it can be used like a all-rounder, right? Just imagine this like a wick, okay? And then like this, very, very simple stuff. I think it looks like, oh, okay. Then the next thing is doji, right? Uh, Doji is a very, very good indicator of when price might reverse also. For myself, sometimes I use doji, right? It's like at the back, it's just at the back of my head, right? It just looks like a nail, right? Like a nail, you know, like just like a small little body of a candle, and then we have a very long wick, right? These are usually signs of price correcting, right? Just remember it being like a T formation, right? This is for bullish for price to go up, okay? The one on the left is for price to go up. This one, the one on the right, is for price to go down, okay? So generally, imagine this. Let's say on the right side, focusing on this, we have a resistance line, okay? And then we have a closure of a doji candle, all right? Then you want to look for sells. And then vice versa, right? For here, we have a support level, and then we are looking for price to, meaning that price, remember the very first slide anatomy of a candlestick, right? The longer the wick, right? Meaning that price actually went down before and then went up, right? That's why we have a wick over here. Then we are imagining price to go up from here. What if the doji is across? Oh, that is you mean like sometimes we have, okay, very good question. Sometimes we have this, right? Oh my goodness, my drawing. Okay, right, Cleon, this is what you meant, right? Like we have a top wick, bottom wick, and then we have a very skinny body, right? Usually this will happen with candlesticks like that. Let me show you. It will always happen like this. Later on, I'll show you guys. It is for this one, right? Yes, right. For this cross one, right, it's not counted as a doji, right? Doji is more like a T shape, right? This one, right, will be accompanied by something like this. Later on, I'll show you guys. It's more of the triple candlestick patterns. Okay, let me erase this. Wait, let me see. Let me double check. Okay, moving on to double candlestick patterns. Wait, let me see. Okay, double candlestick patterns. So this is my favorite. This is my okay. This is my bread and butter. Let me tell you guys. Just remember this top two double candlestick patterns. Okay, this is the one that you have to remember, and this is the one that you will be using most of the time, right? Later on, I'll show you guys on TradingView how you can utilize uh these candlesticks. Okay, so very, very simple stuff. All right, bullish engulfing, right? What we need is a smaller red candle and then a big green candle. Okay, then for bearish engulfing is a smaller green candle and a big red candle. These are bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing candles. This is the one that I really love. Okay, then this comes the one where it's quite rare. I would say I haven't really seen these ones. I've been trying to find uh it looks like a, what do you call it? Like a battery, like a battery, like a battery, right? We have equal length, right? These two look like friends, right? We have one box and another box, and we have these two. This pattern is so hard to find. If you guys go and see on the charts itself, right? It's very, very rare to find such patterns, right? But if you manage to find it, like kudos to you. I think you'll be able to earn quite a bit from it, because I think the last time I saw it was in like very, very long ago, but it actually worked out pretty well. So if you manage to find these tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops, right, it looks like best friends because they are literally on the same level, right? And then same level of wick, and then the body of the candle as well. Okay, then the next thing is top three triple candlestick patterns. All right, this is the one. Yeah, so Cleon, right, this is the one where you have to realize. This is the one where you say remember just now I draw for you guys, right? This candle, and then we have a skinny body, long wick, and then we have something like that, right? This is more commonly found, right? But in order for it to work, it needs to be okay, it needs to be red. Don't mind me. R stands for red, and then green, and then green. Oh, okay. It needs to be this. Red, green, green. All right. Then for vice versa, for the bearish pattern will be green, red, and then red. All right. This is the one that you have to remember. Okay, I think this is the morning star and evening star is commonly found, right, on the H1 and H4, right? If you go and notice it, but honestly, I would say you shouldn't have too many candlestick patterns in the back of your head, right? It will make you messy, right? And it will sometimes contradict what you are trying to do, right? Whether you want to buy or sell, sometimes it might contradict the idea. All right. So later on, I'll share with you guys what I use the most, right? And of course, I've been saying this a lot, so many times, right? But the ones that I use would be the double candlestick pattern, the bearish and bullish engulfing candle pattern. All right. Plus, oops, let me erase this. Okay. Plus, we have 3 black crows and 3 white soldiers. Okay. Basically, this just means 3 bearish candles, 3 consecutive bearish candles, and then 3 bullish uh consecutive candles, right? So this, okay, so this is the one where I use plus this one. Okay, so just remember, if you guys need to take a screenshot or something like that, right? Please do, right? Because this is the one that I use, all right? Remember, this is the first one, all right, okay? Together with this, okay? This is these two. These are the only two that I use all the way, all right? I don't use any other patterns, only these two. If you guys want to use these two, right? I think it's the best option. All right, fair enough. Okay. Remember, just take a screenshot, right? This one, and then this one. Basically just means for this, right? Just 3 consecutive same colored candles. Okay. Then later on, I'll show you guys how to combine both of these patterns together with your support and resistance levels. And then you'll just practice over and over and over again. All right. So you guys will have a strategy to use and to practice. All right. Okay, then this one we have the 3 inside out. So this one is a little bit hard to find. So usually I don't focus too much on this, right? It's a little bit hard to spot it as well, right? Basically just means bearish, bullish, bullish, but it's a little bit complicated because this middle one has to not close below this bearish candle and have not close and cannot close above this here. Basically just means that, okay, I repeat myself, it's a little bit complicated, right? It needs to close within the bullish and the bearish candle. It cannot close below, it cannot go below this bearish candle. It cannot, for example, it cannot be like this, right? So I'll say this is not really a effective candlestick pattern, right? It's just for extra knowledge, right? Okay, because you can see how the tree inside down is a little bit it's a little bit complicated as well, right? So generally, I don't use this, right? Okay, So combining candlestick patterns with what we have learned so far. Just this is not the part where we go to trading view yet. So bear with me for a little bit more. All right. So combining candlestick patterns with what we have learned so far. Okay. So combining it with support or resistance levels, trend lines, oscillator indicators, and momentum indicators. Okay. So oscillator indicators are indicators like your stochastic, your RSI. Momentum indicators are more of like your MACD, your what do you call that? Ichimoku cloud, right? Let me show you guys some examples. Okay. So we have your pullback resistance level, right? So remember, this is what we call the three black crows. Okay. Remember this pattern, right? We have 1, 2, 3 consecutive red candles. Okay, so we are expecting for price to, because price has already broke through, okay, we are expecting for price to come back up, retest, and go down even further. All right, so that is for a pullback resistance trade. Okay, pretty simple stuff, just combining it. This is the bare minimum, right? This is the very, very simple stuff. Okay, then the next thing is right here, we have a bearish, a bullish engulfing candle, right? So we are looking for a trade, pullback support, or because price has broke through here, so we're looking for price to bounce off this pullback support to go even higher. All right. Okay, combining this with trend lines. Okay, combining this with trend lines, right? How you can use it to your advantage. Okay, because trend lines, you can see each time let me try to find a trade. Okay, yeah, you see right here. Okay, this is the one, remember, this long wick, and then we have a bearish body. So this is a inverted hammer. Sorry, wait, let me double check. Oh, sorry, it's a shooting star because why? We have bullish, bearish, bearish, right? If I were to go back and then see this bullish, bearish, bearish. Yep, so this is our shooting star. It's a hammer. No, it is a shooting star, right? Because why? Remember, if I go back to the previous slide, okay, okay, uh, generally, we are looking for sells because the channel is like that, right? The channel is going down like that, right? So, and then we have bullish. Oh, sorry, I should put green, red, red. Okay, GRR. Okay, green, red, red. Okay, just visualize this. You can take a picture, all right? And then let's go back to the chart itself. Okay, you can see green, red, red. All right, and then we have, and this is the channel, so we are looking for sells. Okay, so once you see this pattern coming out, so we need to see the previous candlesticks also for so we need to see the previous candlesticks. Yes, okay, so generally, right, this I believe your question is not only looking at something like that, right? You also have to look at the neighboring candles. Okay, but if I were to go back and show you the hammer, Uh, right. Hammer is for bullish, remember? Chanvi? Hammer is for bullish. And then hanging man looks like this, right? While shooting star looks like this. Okay, let me repeat myself. Uh, so don't confuse yourself, okay? Hammer is for bullish, right? Just now that example, we are looking for sells. Yeah, okay? So hammer is for bullish, and then similarly to hanging man is like this. All right, this is hanging man, and then this is sells. Okay, so I know it's quite confusing, so don't worry, right? So just now we are looking for cells as well, right? Similarly, this is also cells, but shooting star is you create a wick first and then a body. Hanging man is body first and then a wick. Okay. Oh, good day to you too, my brother. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, then we also have a channels, right? Channels, basically, channels is usually for reversal patterns. I would say generally for channels is for reversals, right? Reversals here, 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 here. All right. These are the channels that we are looking at. Okay. So we are looking for a rebound of here. All right. Then usually for combining it with channels, right? So once you reach the bottom of these channels, you will start to look for these formations. But you know, sometimes some people would usually what do you call it? Like they focus on the patterns too much, right? Then they are keep thinking, oh, I need to buy, I need to buy, I need to buy. But sometimes you also need to know um whether price would actually break through this channel, right? So don't focus too much on the patterns itself. Focus on whether you see a rejection here. Rejection meaning what we want to see is the wicks price closing within the channel, and then we have bullish movement here. Okay, then you can start to enter the trade. You can enter here, stop loss put below here. Then you are looking to trade towards this level or this level. Okay, so for myself, I don't usually focus a lot on channels. Uh, One good thing about channels, right, is that it works very well with BTC USD, right? Because BTC USD uses a lot of patterns, right? If you realize, it likes to do a lot of, like, let's say, something like that, and then we have a pattern to go even higher, right? Or we have like this, we have a flat pattern, and then price consolidates to go even higher. Or we have something like that, right? A channel, right? So certain pairs work well with channels, but certain pairs don't, right? So this is more of a lot on back testing. Okay. Okay, next thing, I think this is the last part before we move on to trading view. Okay, so combining this with resistance and Ichimoku cloud, right? So very simple stuff, right? We see these three consecutive wick candles over here. We have a resistance level, and then we have Ichimoku cloud. So we have three confluences already. What are you waiting for? We are waiting for price to come up to this level to sell. Okay, So I would say the rule of thumb, not rule of thumb, but for myself, I will always say at least three confluences, right? Three confluences, uh candlestick pattern, horizontal level meaning your resistance and support levels, and then one momentum indicator is good enough. Momentum indicator can be replaced by Fibo retracement levels. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. So simple strategy to practice. Okay, now this is the fun part. Okay, okay, so this is the fun part. Me, oh, wait a minute. Okay, any point in time, right? You guys have any questions? Just feel free to ask me. Okay, so let me show you guys. Just now we are on the H4 time frame. Okay, and the first thing that I was looking at was this. Let me see. Um, this level. Oh, where is? Hmm, H4. Okay, looking at this, right? We have clear market structure over here. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? At this point, sorry, at this point, right here. Okay. Honestly, I would say my first opportunity for sales would have been this, right? Because why? Bearish engulfing candle, okay, together with two more bearish candles. Okay, so this is what we are looking at. All right, so generally this is, but price, unfortunately, price didn't tap into the area that I was looking at. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, then the next thing is what we are looking at is you can see how price actually reverse from here, right? This is our change of character. Okay, then right here, another level, which is breakout structure. Okay, so at this point, I'll be looking for buys already. Okay, I'll be looking for buys and see how I'll be able to look for any buy opportunities, which will be here, this level. Okay, this level. Why? Because we have bullish engulfing, right? And then the three white soldiers you can see over here. This is how I combine both of it together, right? Bullish engulfing, and then we have three white soldiers. Remember, three white soldiers are the three consecutive bullish candles, right? And then if you were to, I think this trade almost hit stop loss, right? Oh, might have hit, yep, barely hit. Yep, definitely. Let me see. Yep. So we can take this L, it's okay. Let's say we are down right now. Just be more realistic a bit. We're down 1%. Oh, let's say every trade you take, they are down 1%. So right here, uh, let me let me keep this here. Okay, let me keep this here. All right. So you guys will be able to see realistically, okay, minus 1%. Okay, so right here again, we have a break BOS. Okay, so this is how you keep practicing. All right, then what's next? Here, another buy opportunity. Right, same thing. Bullish engulfing, right? Followed by 3 consecutive bullish candles. Okay, so I'll take this trade. So I'll wait for price to come to my level, slightly below right here. Let's see. Okay, it's very important to put it slightly below this area, right? Then your target is generally at the previous high, right? 1:2. Okay, let's see if it actually, yeah, it actually hit your TP. Okay, it actually hit your TP. So during here, minus here, we already minus 1%, but here we have gained plus 2.3%, right? Because 1:2.3 risk to reward ratio, right? Don't be greedy, right? This is a very nice level of obstacle over here. So I would say if price breaks, that's good, right? So again, here, let's see. So overall, yeah, let me just go through it and then show you guys. Okay, bullish, boom, must then BOS. Okay, then we have bullish engulfing, followed by we need this candle to close. Let's see if it closes. Okay, followed by 3 consecutive green candles. So what's next? Let's see. Okay, same thing. Enter the buys, stop loss, place below here. Let's see. Target this high. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, then here we are down 1%. Yeah, so this area you will need to be careful, right? Because of this very strong resistance over here, right? So I was just trying to show you guys an example how you can take the trades, right? But of course, certain things you need to be very careful, right? Always look for major level of horizontal key levels, right? Like for this area, you need to be super careful, right? Because we have already reached this level of strong resistance. If you scroll to the left, you can see how price reacts very strongly to this level, right? If I extend it, this is a very strong level of resistance over here. Okay, that's why we have a strong sell-off. All right, so you should stop buying already, right? But I was just showing you guys, let's say we minus 1% here as well. Okay, so let's say we minus 1% here. So minus 2% total plus 2.3, you are still up 0.3%, right? Um, Using 1% per trade as an example is mainly because of like pop firms and stuff like that, right? Usually you use for big accounts, you use only 1% per trade, right? But this to show you guys how I use um bearish and bullish engulfing candles together with the 3 black crows or the 3 white soldiers. Okay, any questions so far? Right, I'm sure you guys are like trying to absorb it and trying to understand this. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, right? um yeah, I'm not sure if you guys find this strategy useful, but for me it's actually pretty useful, right? just yeah, just any type in the chat if you guys find it useful, or you guys can put a reaction also. So that I know, because for myself, I feel that this strategy as like is pretty good even for beginners or even for people who are more advanced, right? You don't need to overcomplicate things. Can sell at the major resistance, is that considered a bearish? Okay, Cleon. So for me, right, I don't use OB one. Like I don't use order block, but I mark out resistance levels like this, right? Uh if you were to look at this, what you mean is this, is it? Is that sell at the major resistance here? Is it like this? What you mean is if I were to if I were to go to daily, daily don't look nice. Is this what you mean? Right? Using this OB or which one? Something like that. Okay. Because for me, right, OBs work works very well together with fair value gaps, right? You cannot use OB itself and too over reliant on order blocks. Okay, so order blocks is basically like for example, let me show you. Yeah, like all these trades, right, is actually considered as order blocks. Like if you realize, like the trades that I highlight, right? Okay, we have is something like a order block, right? Because basically it's the last down move before the break of structure, right? So this is the order block, then break of structure, last down move one, right? So this is our order block. Then simply put, order block is the last down move before the break of structure, right? So it's good in trading markets. Okay, so reason why the last one, right? Why it didn't work? Because we were at a major resistance. Okay, actually tapped and oh, yeah, actually tapped and went for 1:1, but after that it didn't work out. Yeah. So the answer is can sell at major resistance, right? Because you see, buy, then here, right, what we are looking at is it has so many rejections. If I go to H1, right? If I go to H1, you can see so many rejections over here. Okay. How can we get the candlestick book you were using? Oh, it's not a candlestick book, but one sec. A You can just go to here. The source is Market Realist, right? Market Realist. They have explained all the candlestick patterns, right? So if you were yeah. So just now the ones that I mentioned were these two, right? Just these two patterns. First, bearish slash bullish engulfing. Second one, okay. So to answer your question, my brother, this is the one that I use. Just this, literally just this. That's all. I don't use anything else because the rest of it are just noise. I don't really find it useful. But these two combined together is extremely strong. You can literally practice it over and over again. Okay. So any other questions that you guys want to ask before I end off the session? Okay. Can I get a thumbs up if it was a good session, right? Thank you guys for engaging together with me, right? Asking a lot of questions. I love it, right? yeah, if the session was good and you guys have learned something new, right? You can put a reaction. Next session. Oh, actually it's supposed to be Thursday, but Thursday is supposed to be live trading session, right? But I got something on, so have to postpone. So yeah, but I will see you real soon, my brother. Thank you for always thank you for always supporting me, guys, right? There are a couple of names that I always remember. Okay. So could you guys do me a huge favor, right? Oh, Lily is here too. Okay. So I learned this from the attendees the other day. Okay. So um yeah, is how to create a poll, right? So can you guys help me do me a huge favor, right? Can you guys just answer the poll for me? All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, remember guys, just keep practicing using this strategy. I believe that you guys will be able, because you see, if you guys are able to always attend these webinars, right, then um it shows that you guys have the dedication to really make trading happen, right? Either as a passive income or, you know, like as a passion, right? For me, it's just passion, and yeah, I hope you guys have will see some good results and some good news from you guys. All right, that's the end of my session for today. Okay, thank you guys for joining in yet again for today's webinar. I shall see you guys next time. I'm not sure when, but I shall see you guys because I am going overseas soon, so might not be able to do webinars so soon with you guys. All right. So I will see you guys next time. All right. Stay safe and trade safe for the time being. All right. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.